What is going on, everybody? It is episode 438 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett. I am here with the returning hero. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Returning hero?
Yes, hero.
Hi, Crisis Actors. It's Mary. It's just me. I had to deal with some bureaucratic nonsense yesterday, so that's what I was getting up to.
It's like you're just Ken.
Wait, what?
You're just Ken. I'm just Ken. You said it's just me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I'm Kenough.
Yeah.
It was riveting, just sitting on hold for 8 hours with an energy company.
And that's funny because I was on hold with my doctor's office yesterday. I finally debated calling to see if I should get my leg looked at. And they played both Rat-a-Tat and Elliot Lip, which are music. It's bands that I listened to like years ago. And I was like, am I getting old or is my doctor's office getting awesome? I have no idea. I'm leaning towards I'm getting old.
I believe it's the former.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that means I'm getting old. So we got a $20 one right there from Get123 right off the bat here. It says 25 Canadian.
He said, Vivek singing Eminem is cringe, but in the same breath, I can't remember the last time Eminem was relevant.
He is saying that, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for that super chat, Get123. He's saying that, ladies and gentlemen, because if you're in the live chat right now, I have posed a question to you all. I said, Vivek singing Eminem's Lose Yourself. Is it cringe or not? This is referenced because today we are going to be discussing the fact that Eminem has sent a cease and desist letter to Vivek and told him to stop performing it on the campaign trail. So go ahead if you are in the chat right now, or if you're not, go ahead. What the hell you doing? Get in the chat right now and vote for yourself. It's a democratic process over here. We're protecting our democracy over here at Pop Culture Crisis. Yes? No?
I'm never going to say Vivek because I prefer to say Vivek. I'm just going to state that right here and now. And I think that if you vote that it was not cringe, you're lying to yourself.
That's her take. We'll get into it.
That's my take.
We'll get into it. So we're going to talk about that. That is the first thing we're going to discuss here today, ladies and gentlemen, is the cease and desist letter. Pop culture and politics colliding once again, as they tend to do so. But we are also going to talk about the owner of OnlyFans. His name's is it Leonid? Leonid? I don't know how to pronounce it. Sounds Greek.
Really? You think that's Greek?
I have no idea. But his name's...
his name is Leonid Ravinsky. That doesn't sound Greek.
Yeah, the first thing, I'm thinking like Leonidas, right?
Ravinsky.
Yeah. So
kind of a Scandinavian.
So he's a Scandinavian dude. Whoever he is, he gave himself $1 million bonus every day of last year, because you know what, watching women do obscene stuff to themselves is apparently very, very profitable.
Late stage capitalism.
Exactly. So we're going to talk about that.
He's Ukrainian American.
Well, perfect. He can send it all home. He can
yes. Okay. It says he's a 41-year-old Ukrainian American businessman, pornographer, and computer programmer.
Yeah. So he's
okay.
He's sending his money home, I'm sure. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this article that came out that accuses Britney Spears of being very, very violent towards her estranged husband, Sam Asghari. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the latest TikTok trend, which just landed 4 kids in jail, or at least it got 4 kids arrested. The TikTok trend being go up to a teacher and tell them you have a pew-pew or a bomb. Can you even say that on here?
It's terrorism.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a psyop. It's China. They're destroying this country little by little. So we're going to talk about it. We got a bunch of other stuff to get into. If you're ready, Mary, we'll just get right into it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go ahead and get started then. First things first, guys, before we get started, I wanted to share this with you. Andrea Mew, who is a fan of the show, she's a friend of the show. She's been on here. She's going to be coming back later this year. She has a documentary out right now called Burned at the Stake, and it's with the Independent Women's Forum. And it details the story of the lacrosse coach for Oberlin College, who went through many a struggle session. Her name was Kim Russell, right?
She like got Gina Carano'd, if that makes any sense. Yeah. She posted something in support of the biological women that lost to Leah Thomas. And her own teammates, like the teammates that were under her coach leadership, went against her and went in a struggle session with her and leadership at the college, their DEI department, like every DEI bureaucrat you can think of. And I watched the snippet that they posted on Twitter here. I think it's a really cool idea. And I just want to congratulate Andrea Mew on directing this. Like, that's really cool. IWF is, I guess, the producing
Body
organization,
of the film,
for it. But this is really cool.
When the episode's over, guys, I'm gonna link to the documentary in there directly, so you guys can go there and check it out, watch it. It's a very important conversation that things need to be had right now.
It's just crazy because like you could make this documentary 10 times over, because there are that many examples of it in the real world. Like, what's next? The sorority one.
Did you see the article or the thing in the news today about the 12-year-old kid who got in trouble at school for having a Gadsden flag?
I did,
on his schools are awful. Schools are
Things
awful.
are just getting untenably insane.
They are.
But I saw that a judge dismissed the case for these sorority girls in University of Wyoming to suspend, or I guess expel, one of their members who was a trans student that they accused of sexually predatory behavior.
Yeah.
Because the judge said that we can't define what a woman is.
It's a crazy. Like, whenever people tell you that you're crazy and that the world's the same as it's always been, you're not crazy.
They're like, that happened one time.
Yeah, like,
and you're just cherry picking.
You're not crazy. The world has gone patently insane. It's not you. It literally is the world. So, but congratulations to Andrea, and that's a big deal because directing a project is no small feat. So everyone, go and check that out. You can find it on Twitter, and I will link to it.
Going to talk about it with her later this month.
Let's just play like the first minute. You want us to play the first minute? Let's play the first minute here.
Last March 20th, I was blown away that a male was being allowed to compete with women in NCAA swimming. And when Leah Thomas won, I reposted a post that said, "Congratulations to Emma Weyant." One of my own players took that post and sent it in an email to my athletic director. She's a player I was really close to, and I was shocked.
So yeah, you guys can check that out. It will be it's up on Twitter, and I will link to it in the description when we're done here today. So congratulations, you guys. Keep fighting the good fight, I say.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So 8.5 million moviegoers went to the movie theaters for National Cinema Day. That is up 5% from last year. And
They're
Barbie,
doing like what, $4 tickets?
$4. I had several friends who basically were saying like. They were going to go, I had one friend who says like, I'm going to get super high and go see every movie I've wanted to see for the last month or two, because tickets are just...
For most people, that's none of them.
Yeah, well, you know. But what's funny about it is I was thinking about it because the tickets are so cheap. So we just recently saw, I tweeted about it last night. I said, Barbie passed Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 to become Warner Brothers' highest grossing movie of all time.
Wow.
And I said, not adjusted for inflation.
That's true. True.
So, but the point is it's about, it's still plausible. I don't think it will. I don't think it's quite got the legs because it's already been out for so long. But like, it would be an even bigger accomplishment if it managed to beat it whole hog, all the records, you know, no matter what the inflation, because 2011 might as well be a lifetime ago.
That's true.
When you really think about it. So when you think about what tickets cost back then, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows sold more tickets.
That too.
Yeah. So, but it would still be very cool.
Even adjusted for inflation, I bet the tickets are more expensive now.
Yes. No, they are. Absolutely. So, but a lot of people came out because the tickets were just $4. And it really is a sign to the theaters or to the studios like, look, it's expensive. It's expensive to go to the movies. And if you're charging, what do we pay? $16 for a ticket?
Something like that.
It's like $16, because with the booking fee, it's like $17 or $18. And then where we go, it's actually reasonably priced. I mean, you don't ever get the food there, but I get the food there, and in my opinion, it's fairly reasonable.
I think the food is insanely priced.
There's a $20 one there from Mark Rice.
He said, I just wanted to congratulate you guys on the 69K subs.
Nice.
Thanks for always putting out fun shows with great guests and good times. Mary, keep slaying thoughts, and Brett, keep bringing the house. I'm looking forward to 169K.
Well, before that, we've got 69,420. That's nice. That'll be good too. But yeah, I do like
the numbers aren't visible, so you guys won't know when that happens.
I will make sure to take a screenshot.
Whatever.
And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna end up catching it at like 69,421, and I'm gonna have to unsubscribe.
If any of you were the 69,000th subscriber, let us know. We'll
That would
send
be
you.
cool.
We'll send you. I don't know what we'll send you, but we'll send you something. We'll send you a T-shirt.
There you go.
But yeah, maybe the cinemas will learn. They would have more people coming out to support these movies if they weren't overcharging them massively.
But the thing is like the studios have a huge role in that, right? Because if it was up to the studios, they would just charge whatever because they want to get them with the concessions.
Yes.
And that's not possible because the studios got to make their money.
The concessions are it's like $12 for a damn grilled cheese. Like, of course I'm gonna sneak food in.
I think my drunken fries, like the fries with the beer
Yes.
cheese, are $9.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's $9.
I also I don't go to McDonald's for anything but black iced coffee. That's all I get there. But I saw that a fillet of fish is $5.19.
Oh yeah,
Just for the fillet of fish, not for the meal. What is happening to our country?
When I go to McDonald's, I get 2 McDoubles in a large fry, and it's 8 something, which is I don't think that's
not
too
that
bad.
That's not that bad. But why is the fillet of fish that much? I don't understand.
Bougie. It's bougie.
That's crazy.
So yeah, like the theaters just got to charge a lot of money. Like when we went to Barbie, there was like a swap meet going on. Like they were like selling unregistered merch.
I'm sure they were selling lots of expensive pink cocktails.
Oh yeah, there's also like they serve alcohol at ours.
Yeah.
And I obviously I don't get alcohol there, but I've gone with people that have partaken in libations and said that at the very
Maybe
least,
I will next time.
At the very least, it was like a strong drink.
Yeah.
So it's like it made up for the cost
Yeah.
of why it was so expensive. I think Sarah said that. She goes, it made sense that it was that expensive, right? So yeah, guys, maybe next year there'll be some good movies playing, but given the strikes are still going on, who knows what's going to be available. They just decided that
Dune 2, maybe.
that Scorsese's new film is going to be a wide release rather than a limited release.
Are we going to review that?
I don't think so.
It's just film nerd stuff.
Mary would love that. Mary would love to go review a Scorsese film.
It's
her
not
favorite.
only film nerd stuff, but white people bad content, which I'm not interested in.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
It's just
that's
artsy
most
white
of the-
people bad.
That's
It's
most
not any
of the movies
different
today.
than, yeah, I know, but this time it's like artsy fartsy white people bad
I do want you
content.
to-
that I cannot tolerate.
I do want you to go see The Hill. Or at the very least, if it ends up on streaming, I'll send you a link
Is
to
The
wherever.
Hill better than Gran Turismo?
They're vastly different movies in tone and in production value, but it's good.
think about it.
It was very good. Dennis Quaid is very good as a hard-nosed pastor in I believe the 60s or the 50s. There's even a scene where he's about to spank a kid with a belt and then he doesn't do it. But it's good. Like the movie in general has a very strong positive family through line for the movie.
Okay.
Like the kid who the movie's about, as much as he fights with his dad, he still also falls into the same category of following his dad with his calling towards the church. He loves the church, so he connects with his dad on that level. His brother is his best friend. His mom is a loving mom, but she's not over the top or domineering. She's it's good. It's very, very good. I will say that it did seem like they had Joelle Carter, who plays the mom. She got a little paunchy for the role. I think they might have like
on purpose?
or they literally just gave her clothes to make her look bigger than she is, because the actress isn't that big of a lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if she did, good for her. Who's the lady who said she's not gonna?
Charlize Theron said, "I'm never gaining 40 pounds for a role," and again.
Yes. Yeah.
Good for her.
In the chat, Dustin says, is Brett watching Justified City Primeval? No, it's awful. At least the first episode was awful. And if you can't get it right in the first episode, you don't get the rest of the episodes to check. So Joel Carter was in the first Part of Justified, not City Primeval. All right, guys. So she's back. Tiffany Gomez is back. She's flying again, which, you know, if she had just called me, I would have accompanied her to the airport and made her feel safe. I could have done that.
In this video, she recreated her look from the viral video, wearing the same top, the same slicked back bun, the same gold hoop earrings, the same everything.
Let's listen to what she has to say.
Listen, I mean, I gotta ask you, how does it feel to be traveling again?
Great.
You know, in the airport again after what you went
How
through?
does it feel to be smoking hot?
Anxiety, but
Right.
it's been good. Yeah.
Are you doing anything differently, like, you know, when you're getting ready to travel, or was there any new techniques you used?
No.
No?
No.
And a lot of people
Any antipsychotics
are
you pop
curious
before you get on the plane?
what exactly you saw, because you know, you alluded to what you saw, but like we just want to know, like, you know, what did you see?
I mean, thanks for asking that. But I have been told I cannot comment
Thanks
on
for
it right
asking.
now.
Wait, they gotta hear this again.
But I have been told I cannot comment on it right now.
What does that mean?
But I have been told I cannot comment on it right now.
She's not allowed to comment on
Who
what she
told her
did
that
or
she
didn't
can't
see?
comment?
That doesn't make any sense. There was real aliens on that plane, and the men in black got the aliens off the plane, and then a tear in the matrix, a tear in the fabric of space-time prevented them from making everyone forget. Now we're stuck here, and we've got this BS story.
Who told her that she couldn't comment? Her lawyers? Is there a lawsuit?
At the very least, somebody deserves to give this like cameraman some
Is the
a
MF
high five.
who's not real the one that told her she
Threatened
couldn't
her.
tell anyone?
Holding her family hostage.
She's like, no one is gonna believe you.
Yeah, like
She's getting gang stalked.
I see.
I'm sorry.
Are you going to, like, you know, have a full kind of interview somewhere, or like, what's going on? What's the deal? What's the plan on?
answer my request, Tiffany. I sent it twice.
I feel like it's gonna
you
have to
saw it.
happen.
Yeah.
I know you saw it.
So yes, there's some things in the works, mostly nonprofit charity stuff. But I've been trying to like lay low for the most part, but reporters wouldn't let that happen. So
Yeah. Well,
like I was somewhat strong-armed into speaking, and now here we are.
Well, I do want to know. Like, I mean, you won't say to me what you saw right now.
Yeah.
You can't.
All right, just got her too.
Yeah.
Well, but what about, like, what was the reason that you wanted to get off so bad?
Same question.
Again, can't speak on that right now, but
Understood.
I was distressed and I was getting off the plane no matter what. I just probably didn't need to make the scene that I made.
Right.
But I was getting off that plane, for sure.
Right. And you stand by that, like, even now.
100%.
She looks like she's on her way to a Home Goods.
Well, I mean, yes, she's the quintessential suburban
She's such a
white
normie.
woman.
She's such a normie.
Yeah.
I love it. I love every bit of it. And I need to know what the hell she saw on that plane so that I can console her. That's what I need to do.
I mean, I would err on the side of like she was just saying something to be a dick. To delay the
that's
flight.
what it is.
To just delay the flight because she was pissed off at whoever she was sitting with.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of unhinged behavior, but we don't know Tiffany and what she's capable of.
Dude, she's capable of anything. See that picture of her with a hat on?
I mean,
Hats on, ladies.
She's kind of doing the same thing as the TikTok gun prank.
Yeah, kind of.
You know?
Tiffany, I sent you two.
Yelling fire in a crowded theater.
I sent you two business requests. I'm gonna need you to get back to us soon.
Yeah.
We need to have you on the show. All right, guys. The Idol's been canceled.
This is a sweet victory for me. I'm just thinking back to the press conference where all of these people are asking them, like, we've heard that this is one of the most controversial shows. It's been in production hell for so long, and it's very provocative. I mean, how do you expect to handle all the controversy that surrounds it?
Yeah.
And Sam Levinson just patting himself on the back and being like, you know what I thought? This is going to be the biggest show of the summer.
I love that
And then everyone is just like, ah ha ha.
Do you feel like all the celebrities ever feel like they're lying when they have to say that exact same thing about
No,
their show?
I think he legitimately is that full of himself.
Oh, you think he like whenever celebrities say stuff like that, whenever they have to like BS talk up like a script, they're like,
It was
this
Sam
movie-
Levinson that said that.
But I'm just saying, like, anytime one of these celebrities has to be like, oh my gosh, the script was so gripping, it was so incredible. I'm like, you've read a million scripts. You did not feel that way. It was a job. You got paid to do a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're like, I feel like I identify so much with my character.
Oh my gosh, I'm so much like my character.
This says The Idol was one of HBO's most provocative original programs, and we're pleased by the strong audience response. The strong negative response.
Yeah.
After much thought and consideration, HBO, as well as the creators and producers, have decided not to move forward with a second season. We are grateful to the creators, cast, and crew for their incredible work.
I'm surprised they didn't blame the strikes.
Yeah, that would have been a perfect out.
Yeah.
But they just can't skirt around the fact that people hated the show.
It reminded me of we were out to dinner on Sunday, and somebody was like mentioned like it's like when you go to eat, like somebody makes you food, like you eat at a friend's house, and so he's like, it was interesting. It's like, which is just code for
it wasn't creative.
It was creative. Yeah, it's like it's code for it wasn't very good, right? It was one of the most provocative shows we've ever done. Yes, that is true.
I mean, what is so provocative about the you think that the cult leader is the villain the whole time, and then it ends up that she was in control the whole time, and she's really the villain. Like, that twist you could probably sense from the first episode.
Yeah, well, it's I've seen a couple of TV shows do that plot line where the guy you think that the domineering guy is the one that's in charge, but you learn later that his wife or his whoever he's with is the one that's actually calling the shots, and he's subservient to her. So, all right, guys. So if you're a Star Wars fan, Ahsoka has debuted with 1.2 million viewers across 6 days on Disney Plus, which, if you don't know, is not good. It's tied with Andor for the worst debut they've ever done. Not good.
Was Andor equal or
roughly equal. So, but here's some of the other ones. So Obi-Wan Kenobi had 2.4 million in just 4 days.
Okay.
Yep, 1.7 million for the Book of Boba Fett in the first 5 days.
It's like it doesn't even matter if Ahsoka is better than Kenobi or better than, I mean, even The Mandalorian or Andor, which were more well liked. I mean, the recent season of The Mandalorian was a joke from what I saw. It doesn't matter if they actually improved the content, because nobody who cares about Star Wars is still tuning in.
Yeah, nobody that
they've already alienated them.
They soiled the brand.
You can't get that goodwill back anymore. I don't know who these people even are. Who are these 1 million people that watched this? I don't understand.
Half of them are the content creators who are making videos,
probably
like dragging it because nobody likes it. So it's sad to see, but it's the way of the world when you're making Star Wars in the current year, and everybody's kind of lost interest because they've damaged the brand. That and Star Trek just can't seem to catch a break because they can't seem to focus on what made them popular or what people loved about them in the first place.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're going to watch this trailer. Do you remember, not that long ago, I did a video, this is back in 2021. Right? When we first covered this, when they announced this series, Robin Hood with a Y, I'm going to read you the synopsis for this show. So it says, they shared the official synopsis. It says, in this modern take on the Robin Hood legend, Robin is a fearless young woman who is not just another superhero with abilities normal people don't have. She is a Gen Zer driven by the injustices of today who embraces the heroic, hopeful, and playful elements of the world's most recognizable folk hero. She's also in a hip-hop group. Yes.
Yeah, she's in a progressive rap hip-hop group.
We didn't cover this last week because I didn't think it needed covering on the Friday show, but
she
it's just...
fights the power.
It's too much fun.
Let's look at the teaser trailer. Nobody's going to watch this.
Yes. I mean, I'll watch it if it means we can review it and dunk on it, but here we go.
The white people are the bad guys, by the way, in case you were wondering.
If they come and get you, no one gonna miss you. You are behind the glass. You a snake in the grass, all you did was harass. You a snake in the grass, all you did was harass. You a snake in the grass. Running for your life, here we come, baby.
We'll have to copyright that music, but we'll have to get off the music. But here's a picture of the cast. You can take one guess who the bad guys are in this show.
Yeah, one of them is a ginger, so you know that she has to be one of the bad guys.
Holy crap.
Literally all of them are black except for the villains.
Yeah.
It's just like, could you be more on the nose obvious?
And somebody says, is Robin Hood a furry now?
Yeah, what's with all the masks?
I like the costume design is really cheap looking. Like,
yeah, they're wearing plastic raincoats and plastic I guess there's an owl, a fox.
They're saying it's cringe of the day. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, this is not cringe of the day. It's just cringy in general.
Where is this gonna get streamed?
So that's a Canadian network. So I don't know if it'll
Global
be
TV.
Yeah, it's Canada.
Okay, nobody's gonna watch this.
So I don't know if anyone's gonna watch it.
You said the only person who's gonna watch it is Disparu.
Yeah, me and Disparu will watch it. And that.
It's just, to me, it's not the same as when there's a bad Star Wars show or there's a bad Snow White remake or a bad whatever remake.
Well, it's also not a movie. It's not a theater
sequel
release. Yeah.
Vomit. Because nobody cares about Robin Hood as the fairy tale. Like, that's not.
When was the last?
It's not a franchise that anyone cares about.
Yeah.
Like, there's no social cachet to grabbing hold of it.
It's kind of like when
an IP.
They try to bring back King Arthur every couple of years, and it never really does very good. They did that They did the one with Charlie Hunnam in 2017, and literally, it's the one that had Jamie Foxx in it, and nobody went to see it. Or maybe they did go to see it and it just got bad reviews. I could be misremembering that, but I don't even remember what the last Robin Hood was. When the last Robin Hood movie came out was Taron Egerton in 2018 with Jamie Foxx. The Russell Crowe one from 2010. That's the one I remember. So the Taron Egerton was the one with Jamie Foxx. Never mind.
Okay.
So it wasn't the King Arthur one that had.
Okay.
So I was wrong about that.
I still like Snow White and the Huntsman more than the anything that's Disney approved Snow White content.
Yeah. I'm just curious now because that's the round table.
What?
That one. I want to see. Why isn't it King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table? Or is it just called Arthur? I'm curious as to what. The one with Charlie Hunnam. You know what I'm talking about, right? The one with Charlie Hunnam. There it is. Hold, please. I'm just curious to see who was in that one. It was called King Arthur. It just didn't show up there. Legend of the Sword.
They're shadow banning it.
2017. Okay, it wasn't Jamie Foxx. It was Jimon Hansu who was in it. That's what I was misremembering that one. So, yeah, guys, you can go ahead and you can watch the global TV version. You may have to, sail the high seas. I don't know how available that is outside of Canada, but it doesn't exactly look like $1 million to me.
This is just what old people think of Gen Z.
Yeah, it really is, right? It's like, hello there, fellow kids.
They like to fight the power and wear animal costumes.
Is that what you think they're doing? They think they're fighting the power that way. You know what we could do? We could do our own version with Surge.
Why?
Because Surge is a DJ, so Surge can be King, or Surge can be Robin Hood.
He's
Surgeon
gonna
Hood.
make the hip hop group.
Surgeon Hood. So guys, it's really, really bad. Nobody wants to see that. All right, and Mary wanted to share us with this amazing story.
It's a little bit of a cringe, but it's not the cringe of the day. So Kim Kardashian's friend, who calls himself the food god, is now starting a lawsuit against a Korean barbecue sauce company because he claims that when he grabbed this bottle of barbecue sauce out of his fridge, it spontaneously combusted and permanently injured his hand. He claims that he's suffered losses like the ability to use his hand in his social media posts, his advertisements, and his ability to sponsor various food items.
Wait, why? Like he won't be able to hold a product up like this? Crystal
It
Geyser.
hurts to type out his Instagram captions now. He looks exactly the type, though.
Yeah, that's gonna be amazing.
But he's literally the meme. Like, so there I was, barbecue sauce on my titties.
That's him. That's him.
There he was. But like, I don't know. I don't understand how this happens. Like, was he just like coked out and gripping this glass bottle so hard that it broke? And it just went
Been there,
flying
bro.
everywhere.
Been there, bro. Just say no. Don't do it. Not a good idea.
Thank goodness he wasn't permanently disfigured.
Is that something that could happen? Like if it was in like the cold for too long? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
It just seems like he was the problem.
It's he's suing for $20 million. What if he gets a settlement? He'll get a settlement for like $500,000.
I don't know. He doesn't deserve it.
No, he does not. And then it's very, very stupid. But now what we should do is we should go break our own bottles and sue somebody.
He wasn't getting booked for enough food brand deals.
I'm going to see if I can get a paper cut from a bag of cast brew coffee and sue.
Is it paper even?
I have no idea. It's just a bag though. I don't know how I'm gonna spin that one. The bag exploded and I choked on coffee grounds and I'm suing because
you have lung damage for life.
I'm suing Cast Brew Coffee because I can't breathe properly. I breathe in and all I breathe in is Roberto Jr. is Rise with Roberto or whatever it's called.
It's all you can smell and taste forever.
Yes. All right, guys. All right, Mary, what would you like to see? Cringe or cute of the day?
Let's start with cute.
Okay. All right, we got a couple of cute of the day submissions here. The first one here is from Ellen G on Twitter. It says, as promised, my dog and pony and cat show featuring if I fits I sits Russell. The F is this Bailey. Zoom with the space you got. And White Pony show appreciation for his bath immediately after, and it's Bubbles is the name of the pony. So here, let's go through them here. I
like the creative nicknames.
Yes, they're very, very good.
That
a
tiny bit. Oh, they're cute.
Oh, I didn't. The cat was like blending in there.
See
I didn't even see the cat at first. There, it's adorable.
He's tap dancing.
He is. He's very excited. I've been there, bro.
I swear dogs see ghosts.
He's probably seeing a ghost. He probably saw whatever Tiffany Gomez was looking at.
Yeah.
And he's freaking out now. He just like calms down at the end. That was adorable. All right, guys. And we got one more here. And here it is. Just after a bath.
Well, that was no use. Wow. Bubbles is supposed to be the ironic name, right?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Bubbles. I
love photos of cows that have just been shampooed and blow dried. Wow.
It's your new thing.
Yeah.
It's your new thing. Thank you for that submission, Ellen. Those are adorable. All right. We got one from Cam here. It says, more of Scotty for you guys. He loves all the attention he can get.
Those are literally Bugs Bunny ears. Like actual rabbit ears. That's crazy.
He's looking very regal. And then the ears are huge. It's amazing. All right. And guys, if you have submissions for Cute of the Day, hashtag PCC Pets, hashtag Cute of the Day, and then tag me in it. I find it easier if I'm tagged in that there. So here we go. Cringe of the Day, ladies and gentlemen. First things first, you remember yesterday we did Glizzy Overdrive? Were you excited about Glizzy Overdrive? Mary was not here
I'm happy about that.
Mary was not here for Glizzy Overdrive yesterday, but Glizzy Overdrive has evolved. It's Glizzy Overdrive 2, apparently, Electric Boogaloo. Let's watch.
Entering double barrel mode. Enhancing grip by 8%. Enabling death grip mode.
This is so much worse than NPC.
I mean, it's still an NPC stream, but it's
but
just,
all they send him is hot dog emojis.
apparently. I wonder if there's a
What would cause you to like lose your dignity like this?
Is there a bratwurst emoji, and is it different than the hot dog emoji? That's
how much money would it take to convince you to do this?
There is no amount of money.
There's no amount.
One, I wouldn't do it. Two, I don't have the showmanship to do it. I wouldn't be able to put on the performance, even if I did have a lack of dignity that would allow me to do that.
This guy.
Get your bag, King. Who am I to?
I don't.
Whatever.
I don't support whatever the hell I just watched.
All right, guys. And not just that. Lauren Southern shared this on Twitter today. It says
Rihanna doing a promotion for her Fenty brand.
Here we go.
She just wants everyone to know that her underwear is for everyone.
And he designed some boxer briefs that both men and women and non-binary people of all gender appropriations and the pronouns, everyone is included. I didn't want this to be boxers are for men type situation, and then we have to make a female. And he designed some boxer briefs that both men and women and non-binary people of all...
everyone can wear them. Wait, so is this literally to imply that like right now a woman couldn't go to like a Target and buy some briefs?
I don't know.
In the men's section?
This is why they make dude wipes.
Yeah.
They're like, if you're a dude, you can also wipe your ass. That's why that type of branding exists. So apparently we need gender neutral boxers now so that everyone knows that no matter what they've got going on down under, that they can wear boxers and they're valid.
There's a $20 one there from The Last of My Kind.
Mary, unfortunately, you are correct that the SW brand has been ruined. The people watching now are, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Now are genuine fans that have been betrayed by their franchise. All the passive fans are gone. Trying to save the franchise is all uphill.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You had me thinking first it was SW for sex worker.
Yeah. The sex workers brand, the sex worker brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it is funny to watch people who age out of progressive language.
I mean, Rihanna just hasn't really been that much in the media
lately
at all in the past decade since she stopped putting out music, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
But just don't even try. Don't even go there.
But when we read that article, we talked
about... What is a gender appropriation?
I have no idea. It doesn't mean anything.
I don't know what that means.
It reminds me of when we talked about the Victoria's Secret fashion show, and they were talking about how it fell out of fashion because they basically said like all the models were skinny and hot, and that fell out of fashion because companies like Fenty were doing their own, but with non-binary and trans people, and it was more inclusive, and that's why it did better.
I think it was more so that they just had more plus size models.
Probably.
Which, I mean, I'm not plus size, so maybe plus size women are more likely to buy a product if someone who looks like them is modeling it.
Yeah, perhaps so. I don't know. All right, guys. Before we get started, we're not started yet, but we're about to start. Would you hit the like button on this video, and would you subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed already? We are at 69,000 subscribers. Nice. Let's get to 70,000 quickly, please. Thank you so much for that. Remember, all super chats $20 and over. We will read them right then and there. We'll interrupt our discussion. We will try to figure out what the hell everyone's talking about. We'll talk about it, and then we'll get back on topic as quickly as possible. Doesn't always work out super well, but I think we've been doing pretty good lately. So, Mary, if you are ready, we are now 40 minutes in. Are you ready to get started?
Let's jump right into it.
Let's jump right into it, shall we? All right, so GOP presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, because of everybody mixing up his name, I like second guess before I say it every time.
Just
Vivek
very
Ramaswamy
badly mispronounce it in a very racist way.
Vivek Ramaswamy was seen. Oh, yeah,
we
go ahead.
Just got one from Luis Hernandez Jr. He said, Glizzy Boy definitely capitalized on his technique. You can tell he's having way too much fun. LOL. Imagine leaving this earth knowing that this is what you'll be forever known for.
I don't think it bothers him. I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it will.
He did a video where he basically said, like, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and screw the haters. So you know what? Well, who am I to say no? I always think that people that make videos like that, it's doth protest too much. right? It's like, I'm not bothered. I'm so not bothered. I'm going to make a video about how I'm not bothered.
I think this is what anti-bullying campaigns did to society.
Probably. So guys, Vivek Ramaswamy, he is a GOP presidential candidate, and he has been seen several times singing the song Lose Yourself by Eminem at rallies. He's channeling, he's harnessing his Gen X energy. Unfortunately, Eminem, the rapper, has a problem with that.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
For the party. How old is Vivek?
He's got to be in his 40s, right? He's going to be in his 40s?
Let's see. Because he looks pretty young, but maybe it's just when he's on stage with all of these geriatrics, he looks younger than he is. It says he's 38.
Oh my gosh, so he's not even 40 yet.
Young.
Incredible. So he is channeling, he's barely older than me.
Yeah.
He's barely older than me, so he's a millennial.
Yeah, I think so, right?
That technically makes
Aren't you a cusp?
I'm
Gen X?
I'm 37. I think I'm at the edge of
So he's
millennial.
technically
Gen X.
Gen X.
So
right?
he was singing the song "Lose Yourself." I have asked you in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, was it cringe? Was it not cringe?
Is it
I
singing
leave that
or
to you.
rapping? I think
He's kind of rapping.
it's beginner level.
So like,
Let's look at the video,
yeah,
okay? Before we talk about this, everyone just needs to see this video for themselves.
But the words won't come out. He's joking how everybody's joking now. The clock's run out. Time's up. Over. Plow. Snap back to reality. Up there goes back.
Because I see some people like tentatively bobbing their heads, but not sure if they want to.
So he's doing this at an Iowa State Fair, basically singing karaoke.
Yes.
At an Iowa State Fair. He clearly didn't make any money off of this performance, but Eminem feels like he has legal grounds to send him a cease and desist.
Yes, apparently.
And he said, just let it slip, Ramaswamy. I love TMZ for that.
To be fair, Eminem is cringe as hell now too. So
A representative for Vivek Ramaswamy tells TMZ, Vivek just got on the stage and cut loose. To the American people's chagrin, we will have to leave the rapping to the real Slim Shady.
look,
Politics is so cringe now.
Yes, if I was to evaluate it in like in a fair way, I would say that he put himself out there in front of people, which they might enjoy. They might like the fact that he kind of lets himself.
He
like
loses
that.
himself.
Yes.
In the music, the moment, you might say.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's actually what I'm saying, and that might actually appeal to certain people who find it endearing. I'm just trying to be fair here.
You would find that endearing at a high school talent show.
Perhaps so.
Not for a 38-year-old man who's trying to be the leader of the free world.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You know, Bill Clinton and his saxophone was a
I
thing.
would much prefer Trump doing the Trump dance
Singing
on stage.
First Day Out.
Yeah, to his AI rap song, First Day Out.
What if he did it?
I would much rather see that. It's more dignified.
I want Vivek to call up Big Bongino too. Big Bongino in the chat.
So I guess since this is technically a political rally, it's not fair use.
I guess.
To use someone's songs.
Yeah.
It happened to Trump plenty of times. Whenever he
yeah.
played someone's song at a rally or whatever he was doing.
All the musicians got mad at him for.
They would get mad at him, but they would take legal action just to make a show of how angry they were.
Take it.
Yeah.
We're not. Yeah. They're not gonna take it.
Here are some reactions from conservatives. Xavier DeRusso said Eminem is weak. This is why Michael Jackson clowned him by buying the rights to his music after Eminem disrespected him. Also, imagine being a rapper and getting ended by Mariah Carey. Obsessed turned him into a joke.
I mean,
Is that true? I wasn't really paying much attention when Obsessed came out. It's a great song, though.
I stopped paying attention to Eminem after Encore. So
Okay.
like
But this was like 2006.
Yeah, it was before that
Right?
for me. So like I stopped paying attention to Eminem after Encore. Then it just
What
kind
did
of
he do?
all
He
became-
lied about having sex with Mariah Carey when that was not true.
Which is weird because it's not a thing Eminem would be known to do. to just talk about something like that. Not that I can recall.
What happened that she, like, what did she do that pissed him off so badly? But yeah, I do remember that. Jake Shield said Eminem has turned into such a dork that he makes Vivek look cool. I think that's my take.
Look,
Maybe next Vivek can cover "That's an awfully hot coffee pot." Can I pour it on Donald Trump? Probably not.
I can't rhyme orange, but I can rhyme orange. Look, here's the thing. Like, I actually like Vivek. I do.
Trump is orange.
Yes, I would end up like, if in the first debate, not that this is a political show, but he was clearly the person that I enjoyed the most in that debate. But maybe
I didn't watch it.
What we've found is that whenever think about the Oliver Anthony question. Whenever conservatives dip their toes into the culture, it can go bad, and it can go bad very quickly. There's a $20 one there from
Jeremy Jackson said Eminem has turned into an old white rich Democrat woman. But people are pointing out the obvious irony here, which is that Eminem he released Mosh in 2004, an anti-Bush song because, Bush was pro-war. And they're saying, well, Vivek is an anti-war candidate, so why are you trying to...
Because he's not paying that close. He's not paying that close of attention.
He's not paying attention, and he also partisan.
He also released the song "We As Americans," which is an anti-gun control song. It's a pro-Second Amendment song.
I'm sure he's changed his tune on that too.
That was all the way back in the early 2000s.
Dave Gazuli said the prequel to every PCC stream is vastly superior to every Star Wars prequel.
Yeah, basically,
controversial.
We're very much better than Star Wars. That is not controversial. It's very much true. It's just sad that has to be the case in the world we live in now, but it's the world we live in now.
Mike Cernovich called Eminem a gigantic baby for his reaction. I don't know. I think maybe he's doing this in a loving way. That's like, hey, man, just stop.
Don't quite lose yourself.
You don't do this to yourself. Maybe he's actually a supporter of Vivek's, and he's like, dude, this is cringe, and I can't let you do this to your campaign. So it was really compassionate, if you think about it.
So here's the question then. So you're Vivek. You've now been sent this cease and desist letter. You've got to find a new song to embrace, to speak to your Gen X crowd. What do you sing?
Is his crowd Gen X at an Iowa State Fair?
Okay, any song then. What does he go then?
I don't know.
I say go Marilyn Manson. I say go The Nobodies by Marilyn Manson, or Killing Strangers by Marilyn Manson. I think either of those two songs would be good.
Over the weekend, I posted my childhood albums. The albums that defined my childhood.
I saw that.
And do you have a judgment on it? I posted the 1996 album from Matchbox 20 when it was the number 20. I posted.
How does that define? You weren't even alive when that came out.
No, I'm not saying because I was so into those songs. I mean, my parents played this stuff in the car, and I ended up liking it. I still like it. The 2003 album from Gavin DeGraw. Daughtry's self-titled.
Other than that song's
Love Daughtry. Should have never been voted off American Idol. And what was the other one? I'm blanking on it now.
I'm so glad neither of my parents listened to Matchbox 20. The only time Matchbox 20 ever comes up in my life is when Matchbox 20 is referenced on any of the Rob Thomas shows.
My other one was The Fray, How to Save a Life. That was the stuff that my parents played in the car, whether you think it's cringe or not.
Here's an idea.
What I'm saying is I don't know. There were a lot of people commenting you posting this made me feel old. I don't know what songs appeal to Gen X, or if that's even the crowd that Vivek is trying to appeal to at all.
Yeah.
He himself is Gen X, so he would know better than me.
Here is, I think technically he's a millennial still. So that's crazy that there's a millennial presidential candidate. That's good.
I thought more people would be talking about the first millennial presidential candidate, right?
Maybe
if that were the case.
The greatest meme that's come out so far that said Vivek Ramaswamy's foreign policy called into question because he has no experience bombing brown people.
He was born in 1985.
Okay. So yeah.
So does that make him a millennial?
I think technically he's a millennial still. So good for him. By the way, here's an idea if you want to know just how old I am or how young Mary is. I was I had a long-term girlfriend that loved the Fray, and Mary was like being driven around by her mom.
I was going to first grade. And listening to that in the car.
It's literally the meme where I'm like, I'm getting older. Like my hair is going gray as you say this right now. That is ridiculous. That is how old I am, or it's either how old I am or how young you are. I suppose it depends on who you ask.
And I guess besides that, it's like the pop music that was playing at the time, like the Rihanna and like Lady Gaga Fame Monster.
I'm telling you, we need to get Vivek a new song ASAP. We need to get him something to sing. There's a $20 one there.
Why does he need to sing?
He's got to sing.
Is the primary a singing show now?
It should be. Yeah.
I'm very
They
confused.
should rap battle to get the nomination. Him and Trump should rap battle to get the nomination.
Okay, this one is from Amenthi. I guess that's how you say it. Bring Back All Star by Smash Mouth. Is it gonna be All Star?
That would be.
Is that the one?
Incredible. Or 7 days.
That would appeal to Zoomers too.
Or 7 Days by the Bare Naked Ladies. That would be good. We'll get him all the meme songs, right? Or no, you know what?
Can he rickroll everyone?
No, it'll be Creed. He'll get hired by Creed, and he will ascend to a new level.
He'll just start levitating and have his eyes roll back in his head.
He's literally going like this, and as like a harness pulls him up into the air, and the Iowa crowd will just be like, "Let's go!"
Did you see over the weekend what that singer did? Miguel, I think his name is Miguel. I had never heard of him before, but he like had his skin put on hooks. And he was pulled up by his skin.
Yeah,
is that real?
I have no idea how they did that. I saw that. It was crazy.
It looked real.
It was gross looking.
Yeah.
Like they were like put in under the skin.
But maybe it was just a special effect or something. I don't know.
It was gross. It was not good. It freaked me out.
Vivek, don't do that.
So, yeah, and here's the thing. I like the dude. I want him to win.
This isn't about politics. I just don't want an Indian guy trying to rap, Eminem tells reporters. Valid.
It's just he needs to make his own version now. He needs to make his own version, license it, and then use it at the show.
Oh no! Someone said Ramaswamy wants to rap to look cool while supporting ideologies that are complete trash. The dude is the POC college brochure version of Trump. Look, people from all races study here.
Kent Pittsburgh is right. The song by Bare Naked Ladies was called 1 Week. Not 7 Days. 7 Days was a Craig David song.
That's a bizarre Mandela effect.
7 Days was a Craig David song. And in fact, that's what he should sing, because it's a British song, so it'll be even funnier if he sings a song by a British, pop rapper. That'd be great. Like, pop artist.
This was Vivek's comeback on Twitter. He said, "Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? He didn't just say what I think he did he?" At Eminem.
I love it. And now you know what it is. Eminem's gonna work together with all the people who told him that he was bad for that verse in the Rihanna song, and they're gonna work together to take down Vivek.
This guy is just never not gonna cringe me out. Okay?
It is weird how every aspect of the culture has now bled into the politics, right? Where I guess 20 years ago, what would have happened? What would have happened during? I wasn't paying attention at the time, guys. In 2004, what the hell did a Republican candidate come out? What did Bush? Did Bush have walkout music?
To Mosh.
Did Bush have walkout music in 2000 and 2004?
We've got one from Francisco Sanchez Jr. Vivek should sing that Ben Shapiro song, WAP.
Oh my God.
My favorite of Shen Bapiro's. That's my favorite of his whole discography. Is our stream okay?
I'm checking. It's the second time it's done that, but it seems to be okay. So yeah.
Well, it's kind of irreversible, but do we have to lean into the blending of pop culture with politics that much? It's because Vivek knows that getting into a public beef with Eminem is better for his campaign than having solid policies.
Yeah.
That's the disheartening part of it for me, but I don't pay attention to politics anymore, so I don't care.
I'm just checking to make sure the
Guys, let us know in the chat if the stream is okay.
Seems like we're okay. I'm good. You know what it is? Maybe he's a hardcore dude. Maybe he listens to hardcore. What if he played an All That Remains song?
That's not gonna happen.
What if he played an All That Remains song? I saw Phil over the weekend opening for Metallica.
What do you think Vivek listened to in high school?
Probably Eminem, honestly.
I saw his valedictorian speech, and I just couldn't get a read for it.
Yep, it's
Probably Eminem.
maybe Enya. Maybe he'll sing Enya.
He likes Eurodance.
Yeah,
he
like,
likes Europop.
If he came out to Ace of Base,
because he's a globalist.
If he came out to Ace of Base, to either Cruel Summer,
that would expose him as a globalist.
I'm here for him to come out to Ace of Base. In fact, that's my new answer.
No, he should be
all that she wants. All that she wants by Ace of Base, except for
She should be performing
America.
the parody Europop song "Planet of the Bass." who's gonna be the female vocalist?
Or
though?
Darude Sandstorm.
He'll get his wife to come up on stage and do the female vocals in Planet of the Bass.
He's married, right? He is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, let us know if you have an idea of what he should be singing next. We'll have to wait for that. But there's a $20 one there from GigaDB.
He said, I once saw a band called Only Flesh at a tattoo shop that had dancers and the lead singer swinging around on meat hooks on their backs. There's a good chance it was real, unfortunately.
That's crazy.
Does that not injure you permanently? That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's you know what he should do? He should he should perform. He should sing Milli Vanilli because they lip sync too. So that way he can just lip sync Milli Vanilli, and it's like lip syncception, where it's like he's lip syncing a lip syncing artist. It'd be amazing.
I think he should get into a legal battle with Britney Spears next.
Let's
move on to Super Chats.
Let's go ahead and go to Super Chats.
Shane H. Wilder said, "Mary, don't you know that hold music is a bop?" LOL. He should just play royalty-free hold elevator music.
That would be great
at his rallies to placate everyone.
I did actually see an amazing video over the weekend. I have no idea if it's real or if what I was watching was some type of AI, but it's Stone Cold Steve Austin singing "Never Gonna Give You Up," and he's doing this as he's doing it.
Sounds like AI.
And he's going like this. He's lip syncing, but the lips are dead on, and he's going like this, and it's incredible. It's very, very good.
Shane H. Wilder said the feds got a hold of her to keep her from revealing who the MFer was. I'm not saying it was demons, but it was demons.
Oh, dude, I need to know. Tiffany, I know you're watching. I know it. You don't have to hide. You don't have to be ashamed. Just send us a message. Send me a message. Answer my email.
Is Tiffany a CIA plant?
I won't ask you the question. I mean, we'll ask you.
He'll ask you one question.
Yes, I got.
And it's 4 words.
Yes, exactly right. But if you don't want to talk about who the MFer is, you don't have to. You can just come hang out with us.
Yeah,
that's fine. We're okay with that.
Urashima Otaru said Robin robbed tax collectors and gave to the taxed.
Yep. But that does not make him a socialist.
Back when tax collectors were sort of like drug dealers.
They talk about that all the time now. They're like, Robin Hood. It's kind of like when they say Jesus was a socialist.
Yeah.
Robin Hood was a socialist. No.
Vipurus69 said, we had a show here in the UK in the 90s called Maid Marian and Her Merry Men. It's more Hollywood left-wing media trying to be the first to do what's already been done, but do it worse or badly.
Yeah, dude, I love the 2008 version of Merlin with John Hurt and the really bad. And
I tried to like that.
It's so bad, but I love it. Like it's got the race swapped Guinevere. I don't care. It was great. It was fun. It was like it's just part of a time where you just knew that they weren't looking at things the same way. Like the production value is low on that show, and somehow that makes it better. Like
the people that like it.
Yeah, to the people that like it, you're just like, this is endearing. Like the special effects of the dragon in that show are hilariously bad, and I love every second that he's on screen. It's the best part. Like I'm literally looking at this guy clearly talking to a green screen, and I'm like, that's awesome. Let's hold off on the rest, and we will come back when we're done.
Okay.
All right, guys. So if you didn't know, OnlyFans had a...
All right. It keeps happening at the beginning of the segment.
Right at the start of the segment.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. It's party time. Okay, so if you didn't know, the creator of OnlyFans, not an OnlyFans creator, but the creator of OnlyFans,
guy who owns it.
the guy who owns the OnlyFans, was giving himself a $1 million bonus every day of last year. And it's hard to argue with that when the site had a 16% bump in income and grew its creator base by 47%.
Made over $1 billion.
Yeah. It made $5.6 billion last year.
Wow.
Up from $4.8 billion the year before.
And this owner of OnlyFans, he got $1.3 million per day in bonuses, adding up to $338 million. His name is Leonid Radvinsky. He's a 41-year-old Ukrainian-American businessman, pornographer, and computer programmer, the founder of the cam site MyFreeCams, and the majority owner of content subscription service OnlyFans. Yes, that's what I think of when I think of OnlyFans. It's like Patreon. It's like Patreon or Locals.
I mean, that's literally what it's supposed to be thought of as.
Well, that's what it was supposed to be, and they almost did pivot to safer work content. But then they realized there's more money to be made in exploiting people.
They reached out to me, guys. Never forget that. They reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to join.
Brett was almost the biggest star on OnlyFans.
Because I don't know if they reached out to me on Instagram, but I don't know if it's because I had a Patreon back then. So they're just like, this translates.
Yeah.
Psych. I was like, yeah, just no. Just no. I wouldn't be able to do it.
I mean, you can make a safe for work platform, but you can't make it not safe for work and then go back.
Yeah.
There's no way to go back.
188 million users on the platform. Think about what Netflix has at 256 million.
How many creators are there? I know it's similar. It's under 2 million, right?
It's higher than that now, I think. But it's because they bumped by 47%, so it's probably over 3 or 4 million now. Right. And the number of people actually subscribing to creators is up 27%. So if we're talking pure capitalism, the guy earned his bonuses.
Yeah, sure. If we're talking pure capitalism,
that's what we're talking.
I think the increase can be attributed to more companies getting involved in using OnlyFans as a revenue stream, not as more individual people making accounts on there. I think it's more companies that make fake accounts, more AI being used, more management, like talent management companies that have precarity worker dudes who are in Bangladesh or India messaging dudes horny messages under the guise of a model. I mean, I think Britney Martinez of EV Magazine, she just tweeted about this and said there are girls that are in the modeling industry. They are offered to get flown out to possibly Dubai, possibly some other exotic location. They take a bikini photo shoot, a very vanilla bikini photo shoot that you would probably do for Sports Illustrated or even a retail website, okay? And then they aren't told what it's actually for. It's for companies that run OnlyFans accounts that pretend to be these individual women, but under a certain moniker. And they have a bunch of men messaging the subscribers pretending to be that woman, messaging the subscribers to get more money.
It's crazy, dude.
And
I guess
that just shows if you're subscribing to OnlyFans accounts, you don't know who you're messaging, and you might possibly be gay. So that's just some food for thought there.
And plus,
if you weren't convinced already.
If the woman wanted to have the photos taken down, just the amount of bureaucratic red tape, she can't do anything about it.
Because she signed whatever contracts. You have fair use of all of these images of me.
But not just that,
without disclosing what it's actually for.
It's not even just that. It's who are you going to get a hold of on the phone? It's like when you want to cancel your Amazon account. It's there's nothing harder in the world than canceling that Amazon Prime account.
And it's not like OnlyFans customer service has any incentive to protect your image. It makes them more money that these women are getting lied to.
And remember, OnlyFans takes 20% of every transaction.
So this is what Britney Martinez said. A couple months back, I asked to be a part I was asked to be a part of an influencer agency that a lot of agency signed models are on. They paid to fly you to exotic locations and shoot with top photographers with the opportunity to make a lot of money. But the catch, you're on OnlyFans. So what they do is get these models, shoot gorgeous bikini shots of them, stick them on OnlyFans where your account is actually run by a man who communicates on your behalf, while the model is making commissions off her photos without ever having to go on the website. I was shocked, but just so you know, if you think you're talking to some bikini model on OnlyFans, it's probably a dude. In a lot of cities, it says in your contract you can't sign with an agency if you have an OF. But this agency was partnered with a famous modeling agency, so I guess they were able to get around it. So it's like you can't personally run an OnlyFans account, but if you hire a company to run one for you,
So
you
it's
can
just
get
modeling
around
agencies again.
Yeah, and it's kind of a, public secret that a lot of the modeling industry is already rife with trafficking issues to begin with. So there's that blow to your morale today. And
also, just so you know, I just want people to, if you were wondering what the most successful pimp in the world looks like, this is him.
What do you think of the physiognomy? Can we get a physiognomy check on this guy? What do you think?
It's,
Is he a trustworthy? Does he have a trustworthy face, in your opinion?
He looks like he's laughing all the way to the bank. That's what it looks like. A lot has been done in the name of computer nerds in high school who were bullied and then became successful.
Do you think that that's him?
I don't know if that's this guy. This guy looks like he had he
just looks so ordinary.
That's what I'm saying. This dude on the dating apps does not get the play that he would want, right? Because he just looks so normal.
And that's how he ended up here. I just sent you the clip to another whatever podcast that Lila Rose was on, and they're talking about the ethics of having an OnlyFans account and who your customer base is. You actually know who they are.
Yeah. Here we go.
Let my kids have iPhones
but you're
and stuff
creating
like that.
pornography.
That's up to the parent. The parent shouldn't be giving the kids iPads.
Do you think it's fair to demand the standard of parents when we're creating this very pornified society with tons of porn everywhere? To demand that parents can somehow magically insulate their children from the extreme pornification that's accelerating in our society.
The only responsibility parents have is to protect their children.
But should we as a society help parents?
Children can't get
Should we take responsibility to help families and parents at large do better for their kids by not adding to the toxicity out there that is
my fans aren't kids.
Have you seen their IDs?
I know who they are. Unhappy married men.
Do you think it's healthy for those men to be in that situation, cheating on their wife, unhappy?
I don't.
Then why?
They should not have entered into that commitment in the first place. Why would you commit to a man or a woman if you weren't fully committed?
I agree with that, but I think we each have a personal responsibility to do good. If it's hurting kids, if it's hurting couples that are on the rocks, if it's hurting addicts, if it's hurting these different people, why would we continue to be a part of it?
It's them choosing. Every single person can choose.
Are we helping or hurting those people that have choices?
They're going to do it no matter what.
Sounds like what a drug dealer could say. They're going to do drugs no matter what.
Yes.
Am I putting something out there in the world that you think is so harmful? Why would you keep putting it out there?
I wouldn't.
I think Lila Rose was making some really strong points there. And I think that lady has the most nails on a chalkboard voice I've heard in a while.
There's a $20 one.
It was really rough to listen to. This one's from Cody Boudreau.
There's one above that. Did we not read the one above that?
Oh, Gordon Shumway said Eminem doesn't even realize that this whole ordeal with Vivek will end up being the Streisand effect for his music. Only this time it will be Republicans looking up his music, making him relevant again. Pretty ironic.
It'll be funny. It's just a bunch of Republicans bumping Eminem songs. He's like, no, not that way. Don't do that.
The wrong people like his music.
Look, I don't know. My instinct is to say that outside of stronger protections for the kids, keeping kids off the site.
Well, she's like, it's not kids. It's unhappy married men that watch me, so I'm not in the wrong. I mean, how about both parties?
Well, take some share of the responsibility
wrong.
for both of them. She can't control who looks up her content. If unhappily married men do that, then that's the dude's fault for having no self-control and not being able to keep himself from doing what he's doing.
I just think that can go way too far ethically. That justification can go way too far.
I mean, if we're talking children, then yeah, but I don't know how they go. I mean, they've been doing, this has been a question for the ages, right? It's like, how do they protect kids? Like back before the internet was as easily accessible as it is right now, and parents had to worry about their kids going onto websites that said, you must be 18 to go on this website. And that's on the parents to better monitor their kids' internet access and use. But this lady, like, as much as I don't agree with her or don't necessarily like her, I don't think that's her job to keep married men from stepping out. That's just me.
No, I mean, I don't think that that's her responsibility, but it's her responsibility not to contribute to those societal problems, which she is doing.
All that damn liberalism, ruining it for everybody, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Also, there's this story that you told me about this porn star Riley Reid. Apparently, her and another performer friend of hers said that they invited a fan up to their hotel room to film a scene together, and this was seemingly contradictory to something she said in the past, which is that now that she's married and has a kid, she's not going to do scenes with men anymore.
Yeah, it says Riley, who was a mother and is married, was soon bombarded by trolls who expressed their disdain for her and the other performer supposedly sleeping with a stranger. First of all, one of the biggest things
what it was about,
that the internet does is they label everyone who disagrees with you trolls.
Yes.
People who come in here and don't like what you or I say are not inherently trolls.
I mean, what makes somebody a troll is that they're insincerely commenting, right?
So these are what some of them...
But they're sincerely offering criticism. That's not trolling. One person wrote, "Husband must be proud." Another said, "I don't understand how her husband agrees with this. Hell nah." Another said, "Girl, you have a kid." It's sort of like what Keke Palmer was getting when she was getting friendly with Usher. It's like, you're a mom. Maybe you shouldn't act like this anymore. And one person clapped back, "You need to worry about yourselves instead of a random porn star's child. It's weird."
Well, not just that, but like...
You know, it's also weird to be a porn star and have a child, though.
To me, this is one of those things where it's like, I'm just not the person who's ever going to comment on a random person's social media post.
Okay.
You know?
But I mean, this isn't like some random nobody that everyone just decided to gang up on.
But I'm saying I'm not gonna do it to anyone, even famous people. But I get the
She
impulse.
wants the pushback.
Well, it's good for her brand.
She wants the attention.
It's good for the brand. It's good for everything to do that, right?
But yeah, why do porn stars get married so much?
A lot of them get married.
Like, why do they do that? Because it doesn't tend to work out. It tends to put so many unnecessary stressors on a relationship that,
it would be really interesting.
If you just retired and lived off the insane amounts of money that you made off of this unethical lifestyle, you would be fine. I mean, he has to still deal with your past, and he has to deal with the fact that everything on the internet is permanent. But at least you're not still continuously doing this.
Who was the porn star that married the pastor? I forget.
Is that a thing?
That was a thing.
That sounds like, I don't know, some kind of messed up sitcom.
No, there was, I don't remember her name, but she married a pastor.
One who was currently a pastor.
Yes.
And she was currently
still
a porn star.
This is not who I was. Yeah, a pastor marries a porn star. His wife's response to saving herself for marriage is totally beautiful. This isn't the what I was thinking of. I think there must be more than one story.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Yeah. Or maybe it was a minister. Those are different
also
things, right?
the Logan Paul and Dylan Dennis situation is heating up more. Dylan Dennis posted a very X-rated video of Nina Agdal talking about some very explicit graphic things.
Yeah.
But he's still holding it over Logan's head that he has this life-ruining, illegal, crazy photo that would call off the fight and get him put in jail. I'm not sure if I believe him. I
guess it is this one. This is from the Christian Broadcasting Network. With God, all things are possible. Ex-porn star minister encourages singles to live in purity and date God's way. Britney Delamora was in the porn industry for 7 years. Back then, she never imagined she would one day find God and marry a pastor. Britney and Richard Delamora were married today. They pastor It's literally called XXX Church. What is this?
No.
This is on the Christian. We've used this website for articles.
This has got to
before.
be satire.
It's not. It is not.
Okay, whatever.
Empowering sexual integrity through mental well-being is on this. Is for this website.
I think
it's about conquering
this makes
pornography
more
addiction.
sense because she's an ex.
Yeah.
Porn star.
Yeah. The whole,
if she were currently in the middle of doing that, then it wouldn't make any sense.
the
Which is why I'm
XXX
saying
Church
like,
thing was about conquering porn addiction.
okay, it's just the ministry. Okay, but like that's what doesn't make sense to me about the current porn stars that are getting married these days. Like, what does marriage even mean to you in that situation? What does it mean to either person?
Somebody in the chat mentioned that Asia Carrera is a porn star, has been married to the same guy for 30 years. So obviously there's going to be exceptions.
Got to be some kind of business relationship or friendship more so than a real marriage.
So, you know, it's
in my estimation.
Life is always stranger than fiction. I also had this this other story about this model whose dad staged an intervention after discovering her adult content. It does begs the question, right? Like you're gonna do this, you're gonna make all this money, but then you're like, but I gotta have the conversation with my family, and that can't be an easy one to have.
Not worth it.
That can't be an easy one to have. So
Not worth it.
All right, let's go to Super Chats, shall we?
Cornell said, is it just me, or does this new version of Robin Hood remind anybody else of the laughable cringe that was Sneakerella?
I never saw that, but I remember what you're
didn't
talking about. I've seen pictures from it, but I didn't see it.
Last of My Kind said, movies with Sam's Club food prices, it's the dream.
Yes, there was a great picture I saw the other day. I don't know how recent it is. It could have just been an old thing, but it was like a guy that says, keep Costco hot dogs 150.
He was
outside
literally
of
like protesting it while you look at the menu and
That
it's still
says it.
150. Like
Well, he's heading it off at the pass. He's like, don't even think about it. don't even consider making a change. You leave it the way it is.
if they do that, if they raise that price, we're taking to the streets.
Now, well, I mean, they raised the price on Arizona iced tea, and then nobody ever thought that would happen.
Yeah.
Like anything could happen. You know, someday that guy's gonna die. That CEO person's gonna die.
Do you remember when Target had hot food?
Mm-hmm. I worked
Like
at a Target
Costco?
for 5 years, and
They don't really do that anymore. Do
They don't. They have Starbucks in a lot of them.
Yeah.
The one out here has a Starbucks.
That's like the white woman's favorite activity in her natural habitat. She gets the pumpkin spice cold brew, walks around Target, collecting random bits and bobs.
The Target that I worked at growing up when I was younger had a hot food section, and you'd have to go over there to eat your lunch.
I like it.
Good times. Basically, big pretzels and hot dogs.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing ever. I could live off that.
High Voltage 75 said millennial range is 1981 to 1996. So I guess that would mean Vivek is included in that.
Tonight, say it again.
He was born in 1985, so it's 1981 to 1996.
Look, this is one of those things where I hear a different age thing for every generation. You could ask 5 people, what is the age range of a millennial? You'll get 5 different answers.
I feel like it was 1985, the cutoff, but I don't know. Whatever. I don't have a dog in this fight.
Yeah.
From Grega with Love said Vivek should sing Wonderwall or Champagne Supernova by Oasis, the best band of the 90s and 2000s.
Oh my gosh, if he did that, that would be incredible.
Do you agree?
Like,
best
yes.
band of the 90s and 2000s?
No, but
No.
okay. But I do agree that he should sing that song.
He should sing Push by Matchbox 20.
He should
in Ken fashion.
He should sit there and sing Wonderwall, and then when if a woman giggles, he has to mansplain why it's such a good song. Personally, I'd prefer if I'd prefer if he did Champagne Supernova. But that's just me. Let's
with
hold off on
the
rest.
harmonica
Yes.
as well. Okay, so now Britney Spears, her divorce is coming up. Sam Asghari is not filed for divorce yet, but they're now estranged, not to get back together again. And TMZ has found out some really ugly stuff that happened behind the scenes between the two of them. They say sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ that Sam Asghari frequently complained about Britney getting physical with him during their 7 years together. We're told there have been numerous fights where security had to step in, and in one instance, there was no security in sight. So in this instance, Sam Asghari was just, this is his account. He was sleeping in their bed, and Britney was up in the middle of the night, doing whatever Britney Spears does
things
in the middle of the night, probably filming dance videos.
There's gonna be a great video. It's just a camera in their room, and you just see him sleeping.
Put it on fast forward, and she's just running around the room like she's like doing jumping jacks. So she comes into the room and just starts wailing on him, and he ends up getting a black eye from this. And the paparazzi did take photos of him where he had a black eye and appeared to have a bite mark on his forearm. So she's not only abusive, but feral.
She's a biter.
And I'm just wondering, is this going to turn into a Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation? Like, is this makeup? Maybe Sam Asghari is the Amber Heard.
Perhaps, or maybe she crapped in his bed, and that's why he had to get up in the middle of the night, because she crapped in his bed.
No, it's like he says that he was totally asleep, and that
she crapped in his bed, and the smell woke him up.
Why, even in the deepest depths of like your delusion and insanity, would you beat up somebody who was just sleeping? I don't understand. What set her off? What set her off?
She's going through rough times, man. She's going through very rough times.
I don't understand. Yeah. And then there was this other account where they were, quote, going at it when they were in a hotel room in London, not in a good way, where it got so bad that she tripped and hit the coffee table, cracking her head open, and she needed stitches. This is according to Harvey Levin. They just put out a documentary about their divorce. Britney Spears, divorced in despair. But then her reps say this never happened and they've never even been in London together. But I love how the comeback is like, that didn't happen. They never went to London.
It didn't happen in London.
Get it? Yeah, they have to be clever with their words there.
She's going through it. She's very clearly unstable right now. She's having a very hard time keeping like they said she hired a bunch of new people, including an in-house doctor.
Okay.
To live like a live-in doctor.
Like a psychiatric.
When I hear that, all I hear is drug dealer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think about it. Yeah. Any doctor in LA gets paid off for that type of thing.
When I think of that, I think of drug dealer. I really do. So
I think she needs to not live in LA.
Yeah, getting out of the hubbub of the city might be good for her. Go to Montana. I just read this article about how Taylor Kitsch from Friday Night Lights moved to Montana and opened a rehabilitation center out there.
Continuing the California invasion of Montana and Wyoming.
He's out there sitting right next to Jeffree Star. He waves to Jeffree Star from his rehab facility. Jeffree Star's got his...
Start a yak farm.
That's what she should do.
Yeah.
That's what she should do. Or what if Britney Spears started
I just don't think she should be around guns.
That's probably it is her constitutional right if she hasn't been committed.
Was particularly concerned because Britney had a fascination with knives. We're told there were knives all over the house, including in their bedroom.
They call her Britney the Blade.
She was paranoid someone was going to get her, and she needed these knives as protection.
She's really good with a butterfly knife.
Yeah,
they call her the Blade.
It's just sad that she was so paranoid in the first place that she thought she was going to get taken away. She thought, she was going to get institutionalized again.
Because of her dad.
But she's just clearly so detached from reality. But I mean, still, it takes personal accountability to get past your issues. And she's clearly not, Yeah. She's an adult woman. And it's up to you to work through your psychological issues and not take it out on another person.
Well, look what's happening
or be a risk to somebody else's safety.
Look what's happening to Amanda Bynes. She just was seen out for the first time since being recommitted to the mental health facility just recently in public. And you just see how dangerous or how difficult that process is for people who have been traumatized by Hollywood.
What has she been trying to do? She's been trying to be a nail tech or have a cosmetology license for 5 years.
I thought it was that she was starting a cosmetology brand.
Supposedly. I don't know how that's going to work.
But you see, there was that other person, that other Disney star the other
Mitchell
day
Musso,
who stole Doritos, who's just F your Doritos, I'm taking them.
I guess it was probably public disorderly conduct or whatever. But yeah, and like he stole those chips, like, and he just looks like a wreck in the mugshot. And you think, like, what are they doing to these people? Because it's been so many years since that kid, Mitchell Musa, was on Disney Channel. Like, it's been 15 years.
I mean, a lot of it, I think,
how
is
much of the
also
accountability is on their shoulders, and how much of it is, I mean, we need to like investigate the people that were managing them, especially the child stars.
It makes me think of how, like I mentioned last week, that WWE, because drugs were such a big part of the WWE in the 80s and there was no oversight or way of keeping them from doing all that stuff, they now let anyone that ever worked for WWE go to rehab for free. Like,
do you think that drugs were a big part of the Disney Channel?
Yes.
For the kids?
Yes, I do.
Like, this is what I'm saying. Nothing has changed since Judy Garland was doing blackface in 1937. Realistically, nothing has changed for the way that child stars are treated.
The type of drugs may change,
but the laws of, you know, they get to keep their money now.
Yeah.
They get to keep their money and then blow it all once they turn 18.
Yeah.
Big whoop. They're still treated like cattle.
The drugs may have changed, and they've found more concrete ways of getting them the drugs legally. In a lot of cases, but you see so many of these stories, they end up dying after, you know, dying of an overdose in there, and they die. And a lot of times nowadays, it's because they get fentanyl laced pills and stuff like that. So it's not even necessarily like a standard OD. They just didn't realize what they were getting, and there's just unending amounts of trauma that's come from. First of all, like,
and I think, like, why do some of them seem so well adjusted in comparison? Like Lily,
luck of the draw.
The girl who played Lily on Hannah Montana, Emily Osment, she seems fine. Selena Gomez seems, I mean, she's had her struggles, but she seems more or less well adjusted. Compare that to Demi Lovato, or I don't know, like Justin Timberlake, who was also in Mickey Mouse Club. Like, he seems just fine.
I think he's harnessed evil energy. I do. Did you see the trailer for the thing he's got? Oh yeah, we watched the trailer for it. Like, he's he diversified. He took his career in various stages and seemed to take advantage of every part of that. Like, so
he got into a very happy marriage.
So he starts off as a kid star, transitions to a boy band. Immediately from there, he gets his scandal with Janet Jackson. He acts and does comedy with The Lonely Island. Like, he does act. He doesn't act regularly, but he does do it. So he diversified his portfolio. He owns company. Like, he's a producer as well. He took the business route, right? And who knows how well adjusted these people are behind the scenes, but the ones who, it just seems like luck of the draw. Maybe they have a good family support system at home that helps kind of stave it off in later years.
It seems like the industry treats the girls, the girl child stars worse.
I mean, a lot of those boy band members will talk about how, like, look at the band LFO. 2 of the 3 members are dead now. One of them cancer, and the other one it's like a curse with that. Like, but a lot of these boy bands have talked about, what was it? Lance Bass talked about just how
chew you up and spit you out.
They do in a lot of ways. And it's like, I can't imagine. I guess we take for granted that we pay attention to this stuff. But if I was a parent and my kid was like, I want to be an actor, it's like, that's nice, Johnny. I'm signing you up for football. I would rather you get hit in the head as hard as you could get hit by another child your age.
Or just do like musical theater. As
pipeline.
Cringe as that
still a pipeline. I would rather you sign up to be consistently pummeled by people your own age than to send you to Hollywood, where they're going to send you to parties with Kevin Spacey and drugs.
And with Jonah Hill, who is going to tell you that he has cigarettes in his car and you just need to come out to the parking lot with him.
Yeah. And I think it's also more concentrated to these examples, right? Like, plenty of kids from well-meaning families end up a mess. I ended up a mess for many years and came from a family of my parents got divorced, but I had 2 parents that loved me greatly and was treated, was respected and was not abused in any way, shape, or form. Had a good childhood, played sports, parents did just about everything right. And I still found a way to fuck it up.
I agree that there are ways some of these kids are predisposed to self-destructive behaviors and addictive personalities, yes. But when you put them in the entertainment industry, into the Hollywood monolith, it's a recipe for disaster, and it's putting them in unnecessarily dangerous situations with adults who want to make money off of them, who also want to get them addicted to drugs and drinking when they're children. Just destroy their brains and crush their spirits. If they had any genuine talent in the first place, it gets destroyed. And then you see a Britney Spears or a Demi Lovato or a Miley Cyrus, and maybe they have a comeback later in their career, but
That's
somehow
when
it never lasts.
The beats per minute slow down, and they go into their folk stage where they sing.
Somehow it never lasts, and then it's an ebb and flow, and they go back down into the trenches again.
I'm picturing Britney Spears now, like shadow boxing with Sam Asghari, and she's like bobbing from side to side, and it's just like.
Well, when I picture Britney Spears fighting with Sam Asghari physically, I do not picture her winning.
No, the dude's jacked.
I picture him holding back quite a bit, and maybe he's a good guy, but didn't understand exactly what he was getting into.
And I think for a lot of these celebrities, like, it's weird, right? Because we see so many tell-all books about all the bad things that happen to these people, and then like the next article down is about the next child celebrity, and I'm like, does anybody really think that this kid is being treated any differently?
No,
they're not.
But like when we read about what happened to Brooke Shields, do we think that that's like a thing of the past? Like, are we really gonna congratulate ourselves for being so progressive nowadays?
Yeah.
And when the child stars are treated just as badly, if not worse.
Well, look at Dan Schneider. Nothing happened to Dan Schneider. He's fine. Nothing. Still not in trouble. Nothing's going on. Open secret in the industry about those things. It always feels like those are like it eventually comes to pass, right?
There are other. Yeah, Dan Schneider is kind of fine, except for the fact that the court of public opinion has condemned him. But there are other Dan Schneiders. Yeah. There are other Harvey Weinsteins. There are other Epsteins. And you won't know their names because maybe it's because they were more powerful than these people that you've learned their names.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. And in Hollywood, it couldn't be more true.
And that's how Me Too ended up silencing it, right?
Because Me Too was to protect. Me Too was about defending a very protected elite class of women from chosen few sacrificial lambs. Yeah. That's all that happened. It wasn't really about creating change in the industry.
You sacrifice a few to get rid of to keep the rest of them safe. Protected and safe. And that is a sad thing to see, because we see more than ever now with movies and television pumping out more content than ever. There are more people actually getting a foot in the door. And what's somehow even more demonic, that means that even more kids run the risk of getting taken advantage of for less money.
True. Yeah, the payoff of selling your soul is less.
They're selling their soul for no residuals and no playback. Like, it's like
that is dark.
I got destroyed by Hollywood, and all I got was this lousy single paycheck.
Yeah.
Like, that's somehow even more depressing and heartbreaking. That and you put a lot of it on the parents, right? Like, these people are awful, but we as people now need to, as adults, if we're gonna have kids, need to be like, look, just no. Just no. I would rather you try to be an influencer in your own bedroom making videos about. I
mean, that's worrisome as well, but for different reasons.
Like, and then we got to worry about parents who make who make money off their kids on YouTube, right? The TikTok moms.
The stage parents are going to stage parent, so it's like they're not going to stop.
And so so basically what we're saying is, like, it's all inevitable. You end up like Britney Spears either way. It's manifest destiny. That's awful.
Britney Spears still has free will. She's an adult woman, and I know that she has moments of clarity because she's posted those moments of clarity in the past. Yeah. Like, you listen to that audio message she recorded talking about times in her conservatorship that were really hard for her. She sounds completely lucid, and those recordings from her in court, she sounds completely lucid and reasonable and like an adult, and not using that weird raspy baby voice. But it's back and forth. She can't really seem to stick on a good path. But I know that she has it in her that if she really wanted to, she could leave LA I mean, she has the money and the time and the solitude to do the work that she needs to do on her brain.
I think that's a big part of this. She has the infrastructure in her life. She has the money. She has
not many
the
people can say that for themselves.
to do that. And that's why so many people that do end up, falling prey to severe mental illness and drug addiction, it's because they don't have that infrastructure to lift themselves out of it. Does not make it not their responsibility, but the fact of the matter is
whatever to get through the day job that's keeping them in their apartment.
For
the time being.
Oh, yeah.
And Britney doesn't have to worry about that. So I hope that because she's in such a fortunate position compared to a lot of people, she can use that to get the help that she needs.
We can only hope. All right. Got some super chats.
Wade McUnda said, sang at a wedding and it was cringe. Nobody cared. Like a karaoke thing at a wedding? Or like you were like a paid performer at a wedding?
The real question is, would Eminem sue you for singing "Lose Yourself" at a wedding? Let's do. Do
you think people play that song at their weddings?
I don't know if that's a wedding song. like we met at our first date was to go see 8 Mile in theaters, and ever since then we listened to this song and the freestyle at the end. And she calls me Cheddar Bob.
I hate it.
And I call her Britney.
The last of my kind said, pretty sure generations are every 15 years.
What is the criteria on that? Like, is literally the idea that like that's when the next generation can start having kids? Because you shouldn't be having kids at 15, I guess.
I guess maybe. But now the differences between the older Zoomers and the younger Zoomers are like stark.
Wait,
so maybe we'll need more generations.
We're separating them into sub-generations? I don't want any of this. Make it stop.
I would be considered one of the senior Zoomers.
Oh, gosh. Make it stop.
2000, baby. You're the dragon. Mike Nick said, I appreciate you guys. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Mike.
You too.
Thank you. All right. Let's go ahead. There is speaking of disturbing things on the internet, ladies and gentlemen, there's a disturbing new TikTok trend going on right now.
What TikTok trend isn't disturbing at this point? Like, can you think of one? It's just like everything going on that platform is just diabolical.
Yeah. So it says 4 15-year-old teenagers arrested over viral TikTok gun prank. It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank. What it is it encourages kids to go up to teachers at their school and say that they have a pew 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 or a in their backpack. Don't do that.
3 incidents were confirmed to have stemmed from a social media challenge, and the 4th is suspected of being related to the challenge's hoax. Police said the challenge encouraged students to record a video of themselves telling a teacher there was a bomb or gun in their backpack. So they're now getting charged with this, hopefully as adults. I mean, what do you do in this situation? I think they also had the district attorney force TikTok to take the videos down, thankfully.
Yeah.
But think about what's allowed on the platform, and then the fact that I got my account banned.
Mary's over
for
here.
just like having correct opinions. Anyway, people are saying, they should be stuck in juvie until they're 18. Their parents should get charged with neglect, blah, blah, blah.
They're dumb.
But what's going to happen is they get suspensions from school. They get the warning letters. And nothing really happens.
Look, I kind of agree. Like, look, it's you're very dumb, and your parents need to have a very, very, very strong talking to with you on this. The internet is rotting your brain.
If your kid's doing that at 15, you've made a lot more mistakes before then that led to this moment.
Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, kids get on the internet early these days, and parents are at work all day. Like, kids just get their brains are just rotted from the inside out. And this might, like, the hope is that, like, if the parents handle this correctly and punish them, and I mean to the high heavens, to really put it in their brain, like, look, you have gone too far. You cannot do this. This is insane. Like, you can't just take their phone away from them.
I think the issue here is that, like, first of all, the punishment that you give to these kids is about the example it sets for the other kids, so that they don't end up doing the same thing since they're such followers. But also, I think that the older generations just don't really realize yet how irony poisoned Gen Z is, and how they don't take anything seriously, like even life or death situations.
Yeah.
They don't take any of it seriously. They're the ones like snickering and probably scrolling on their phones during lockdown drills. They don't know what the drills are for. They don't take 9/11 seriously because they don't remember 9/11. They make jokes about it.
But I mean, even millennials make fun of that. Like even millennials, like it just the last two generations.
It's also before you
general.
understood the gravity of it. And then they don't care about, school shootings because they don't remember Columbine. Yeah. They don't remember that. Well, they don't know what all of these measures are for. They just grew up with the aftermath of it.
They get tons
of
articles all a big joke. Stuff about how there's like 900 school shootings every year. Because any school shooting, any gun violence that happens within however many feet of a school is technically considered a school shooting. So those numbers are skewed.
And you can call it a mass one if it reaches like 3 people or something.
But it's part of growing up on the internet. Right?
Yeah.
The internet age has poisoned everyone. And I do think this is one of those things where I've been trying to figure out in my brain to figure out, like, it was the sub incident that really put this into my brain and made it something I wanted to think about deeply, which is this. Like, when does it become humor? And then when does it go too far? Because to me, the people who laughed at the people that died because they were rich, that was crazy to me. But I laughed at all the memes. So I'm trying to work out in my brain.
The sub memes were funny for the most part.
Yeah.
Not the ones that weren't memes where people were just like, haha, they're rich, so they deserve to not only die, but suffer for days in panic and distress.
So it makes me wonder now, like we're growing up in kind of a weird bubble where we're constantly on the outside looking in of all these tragedies that are divorced from actual personal connection to us, right? So when 9/11 happened, that the nation felt that as a whole because they had never seen, it had been so long since they'd seen anything of that gravity. It was the biggest terrorist attack on American soil, but also we were less jaded, we were less cynical, and we were less nihilistic in a lot of ways. So the humor that we kind of espouse these days, it's a coping mechanism, I think, in a lot of ways to the nihilism that the world has created. I think, if I had to guess, from the 24-hour news cycle of people being fed constantly bad news all the time, every day.
Right, like it would drive you insane if you actually did care about all of the tragedies that the media feeds to your brain all the time.
So you can't care all the time.
It's not in your sphere of influence.
And to be fair, like anytime somebody does do that and somebody says, oh my God, how dare you make a joke about something like this? Your natural reaction is to say, dude, kick rocks. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, shut up. Like you're being a dweeb.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that doesn't mean you yourself don't have empathy or you yourself don't care about other people. You very clearly do.
Like earlier I was saying, like that. When I see all these headlines about celebrities dying, even if it's one that I was a fan of or something, I don't actually care. I don't actually feel like a pain in my heart when I find out that a celebrity has died.
But it was
because if I did, if I actually felt so strongly about it every time that I saw a headline like that, I would go insane.
Remember the TikTok challenge? Mom, so-and-so died.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. When the Zoomers would make jokes like that to their older relatives or their parents, it works on them because they don't scroll their phone as much, or they're not on the internet seeing these headlines all the time, and they don't have to develop the coping mechanism of being like, whatever. Like, but if you did that trend to a Zoomer and you were like, I don't know, Ariana Grande died, would they? I mean, they might be like, oh, really?
No.
Or they would just be like,
Swifties would be aghast if something happened to Taylor Swift. Swifties would be aghast if something happened to Taylor Swift.
Okay,
the world would grind to a halt for a day.
If you did that TikTok trend on a Swiftie and you were like, Taylor Swift just died, Would they be? They would make a joke. They would make a joke at you. They wouldn't believe you.
I don't think they. They
wouldn't believe you.
But that's not because they don't like. But that's just talking about them being cynical about whether they actually believe it happened or not.
But that's it's a good point though, because like the boomer parents and the Gen Xers all took their word for it.
Off the top of their head, yeah. I mean, I guess it also it's like all those years. Somebody's like, "Mom, Drake just died," and it's like, "Gee, I wonder if this is real." Like a Zoomer understands that this is a tip-off. Like somebody doing this to you while telling you someone dies. That's a tip-off that something might not be.
They were probably hiding it. They were probably like pretending to read about it on their phone.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. So and so just died. BTS all just died in a car crash. It's like the world falls apart for a day, right?
Dude,
okay,
what would happen?
No, if right now, if we went to a bunch of conservatives and populists who were like, Donald Trump just died. There goes America.
Wait, what would I say?
Like,
I love Trump. What would I say?
What would you say? What would you say if
I would probably be just like, I would probably think you were joking. I would probably think you were joking and be like.
But and actually, I actually have a thing about that too. Is like I think a lot of it is like people, because the internet puts the answers to all questions in your pocket.
Yes, I hate that.
You now have to always feel like you have the answer. You can't ever feel like you've been duped.
You have to fact check everything, and nobody can just like have a fun conversation wondering what the answer to a certain question is ever, because there's always going to be some buzzkill in the corner I looked it up, it's this.
We just talked about there was a thing that went viral. I don't think it was TikTok, but it was somebody's like, what did people do when you couldn't just look up the answers to questions on your phone? And so he said, "Hi, I used to work for Cha-Cha, which was you could text Cha-Cha a question that you wanted answered, and then the person who worked for Cha-Cha would look up the answer on the internet and text it back to you." You're like, "Oh, what? Is it Berenstain Bears or is it Berenstain Bears? Let me ask Cha-Cha." And so they send them the question, they look up the answer, and they text you the answer back. That was a thing.
That's a real thing.
That was a real thing back in the day.
Did you use it?
I don't think I ever used it. I probably didn't.
Did you know what it was?
I knew what it was. I knew what it was the second the lady brought it up. So there was a time where you were just allowed to not know the answers to stuff. And the cynicism comes from the fact that if now even on the show, I'll say something and I'm like, I don't want to get bodied by people telling me you're wrong, bro.
If we like are wrong about something that we didn't fact check on air, someone is going to comment, "They're lying about this."
Exactly.
Like in what world would that have been us intentionally lying about something?
So you're not allowed
like,
to just not know
I'm
the
not an AI
answer.
engine with encyclopedic knowledge of the entire internet.
And it also speaks to me in a lot of ways. Like there's a vast difference between knowing the answer to something and really understanding it. And there's a large gap there. So I think there's a lack of humility because you know the answer to something doesn't mean you understand it the way somebody who actually like you could give me the answer to how something works in an industry. That's not the same as somebody who actually worked in that industry for 20 years telling me, look, this is how it is. He could convey the same information to you, but you don't have the understanding that person does. And I think that all of this is just because human beings were not designed to have access to all of the information in the world.
We sound like boomers now.
Well, you know, they're just
like, phone bad.
Just go like, oh, what do? We end up on OnlyFans anyways. So what does it matter?
These kids don't ask their grandparents about stories anymore.
So, like, do you think that happens? Like some grandpa has a story about his life as a child, and the kid's like fact checking grandpa. Well, actually, grandpa.
Well, I mean, it's just the assumption that there's nothing you could tell me that I can't find out with my phone.
But maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should ask the relative. But here's the thing: we're even less trustworthy. So they're going to tell you the answer, and you're going to check anyways, just to be sure.
Yeah.
It's the world we live in, and it's really, really
Every
depressing.
kid goes through the stage where they ask constant questions to the point where it annoys every adult in their life.
Yes. I remember that.
Are they just going to outsource that to AI too?
Mom's like, take the phone. Ask the phone. I don't want to know. I don't know.
Ask Chat GPT, son. I'm tired of it.
It's to be called Mom GPT. It's like an app designed just like, is your kid asking you a ton of annoying questions? Are you sick of answering uncomfortable ones that leave the whole family feeling weird at the dinner table? Mom GPT is for you. And it's
they have
just
an AI that gives you the talk.
Yeah. Oh, that will absolutely end up being a thing at some point. So yeah, these
you can
kids,
choose a tone.
These kids are a product of their environment in a lot of ways.
Yeah, our conversation kind of veered off quite far from the original story, but I think that this is just a symptom of, the fact that Gen Z doesn't take anything seriously anymore and everything is a big joke and a meme.
See, I mean, is it that? Yeah, I guess at 15, at 15, do you have the wherewithal to know like this is a bad idea?
I mean, I would not have done that at 15.
Yeah,
but.
Oh, so he says, what about Chad GPT? Does Chad GPT give you dating advice? I have no idea.
These 15-year-olds these days are just built different.
They're just built different.
I don't get it. I don't get them.
All right, let's go to Super Chat. I think we got a couple left.
Okay.
Does anybody have any Super Chats left? I wanted a third crisis party. Nobody seems to want to give us a third crisis party. I guess they don't like us today.
I guess not. Shane H. Wilder said, a TikTok trend is disturbing. In other news, water is wet.
Yeah, well, that's the way of the world these days. Yeah. But I was talking
now
about
I'm
this.
like morbidly curious and I want to see the original videos.
I was talking about this the other day. I said like trends in general have become the death of creativity. Like, I watch all of these videos from these people that they edit together these great videos. It's shot in high production value. It's shot on a camera with great lenses and depth of field, all to be like cut together to the same 10 songs because the songs are trending. Right? So one of my favorite things to do, like growing up skating, when you would make skating edits of yourself back in the day, which was a lot more work when you had to actually film it on a 3-chip camera. You had to import all the footage and everything, and you had to keep them on folders on external hard drives because back then you just didn't have a computer with the ability to do it, right? Like it was a larger process. And one of the best parts was picking a song you really, really loved to make the edit to. Now people don't even pick songs they love. They just they look for songs that are viral because they're going to be making something new that they don't care about 2 days later anyways. So better to use the same 5 songs that you hear on every TikTok video. Remember when you had to hear Astronaut in the Ocean for an entire year on TikTok and on Instagram because everyone used that stupid song? It was during the pandemic. It was awful. But the point is like nobody liked the song.
I remember all the COVID hits.
Yeah.
Doja Cat really blew up at that time. I remember her songs.
And so nobody picks songs they actually like. They just make songs that they think will just help them in the algorithm.
Yeah.
That's somehow even more depressing.
This whole show has just been depressing, huh?
No, I've actually found this conversation to be quite good.
Disco Jensen said, big difference in lying and not being allowed to tell the truth on the internet.
Say
allowed.
Say it again.
Big difference in lying and not being allowed to tell the truth on the internet.
I mean, also, Tim kind of always makes the point that they will, when it comes to Trump, they will ascribe malice where he thinks like you're just misinformed. And I think a lot of it can be that in a lot of cases. Like sometimes a person just doesn't have the right answer and that's fine. Like, or yesterday, like when I was, I tweeted about, I guess, I X'd about Barbie and the inflation numbers and everything like that. And I accidentally copied when I did the inflation adjustment, I did it for the numbers for Barbie, not the numbers for Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So I had to go and change it. And somebody, like, before I even got a chance to delete it and repost it, was like, those aren't the numbers for the Deathly Hallows. What are you trying to pull? Like, I'm not trying to pull anything, dude. This is a random post about a movie. What is my dark agenda about a mistype, right? Like, what is my secret, deep, dark agenda? I've actually come around. It's funny because people get getting mad. Like, I'm like, look, it would be amazing if Barbie pulled this off. And they're like, I don't want to see the movie do well. I'm like, look, I didn't like the movie.
It's doing well, so suck it up, Buttercup.
I'm like, I didn't like the movie. I don't think much of it, but it's still relevant. So we have to talk about it. And I'm not just going to dunk on it for any more reasons than because we didn't like the movie. That doesn't change its success.
Yeah.
So.
Olivia Claire said, good to have Mary back. Oh, hi, Brett.
What the hell am I? Chopped liver? Thank you.
Tacti Plati said Target in Martinsburg has a Pizza Hut and Starbucks.
Let's go. By the way, Pizza Hut better than Domino's by far.
Really?
No contest.
I think Pizza Hut is too bready. It's just bread.
That's what I love about it. It's great. It's amazing.
I like
also
thin pizza.
When I would go to between the two, Pizza Hut, I always get pepperoni and green olive. That's what I get on pizza. And Domino's, substandard amount of green olives. A very, very depressingly low amount of green olives. Whereas Pizza Hut would put plenty on there. Therefore, they get and better breadsticks.
Olivia Claire said, what is the best out of French fry?
Oh, she resent it down here. It says, what is the best cut of French fry? That is a very deep question.
It's not shoestring, that's for sure.
I like curly fries at Arby's. It's a good reason to keep Arby's around, as far as I'm concerned.
Maybe the only reason.
No, that's her. I love Arby's. I don't care what anyone says.
Waffle and steak fries.
The waffle fries that they have that we get here, like from when we get those are really, really good. Otherwise, I'm a Five Guys and the seasoned Five Guys fan.
No, they're like the wettest fries.
The wettest. I also hate.
They're like.
I prefer my fries not to be crispy.
Actually soggy.
I love it.
Ugh.
Oh, by the way, before we end, we got one more here from Seth Essington. Guys, we're very close to a third crisis party, but I want to end the poll here just because I'm making it a point to not forget.
Oh, right.
So
forgot about that.
My question was Vivek Ramaswamy performing Eminem, cringy or not? And with 61% of the vote, they say yes, it is in fact cringe.
Yeah,
the people have spoken.
I'm glad that my side, the correct side, won out there.
38% say no, it is not cringe.
If you're in the 38%, you are lying to yourself, and this is what happens when you allow politics to infect your brain. Because just because you agree with Vivek's opinions and his policies, however you say his name, doesn't mean that he's not capable of making cringe.
Well, everybody. Okay, then let me ask you a question. What is something Trump has done that's cringy?
I legit can't think of anything, but I'm sure it's happened.
His stance on the vax. That's cringy.
Yeah, I mean that's cringe. I mean, is it cringe or is it just something I disagree with? It's just evil. I don't know. It's just. I think it's charming that he can't admit fault about it. Okay, These are two $20 ones, one from Baron of Gray Matter. Anti-pineapple on pizza coalition here. It's demonic.
Did you see the stuff about mayonnaise in horseradish on pizza?
What?
We must come together with the pineapple people to fight the people who put mayonnaise on pizza.
That's not a thing.
Or they put ranch or mayonnaise on pizza. That's a thing.
Ew.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It should be a crime.
What is it you said? It's abhorrent, it's disgusting, and it should be a crime.
Exactly. That is putting ranch on pizza that's abhorrent, but mayonnaise even worse.
High Voltage 75 said, I know it's a long way off, but I have an idea for episode 500. Combine the gimmicks of 300 and 400. Mary reads super chats with helium for 5 hours.
And then she dies that episode from she gets severe brain trauma and it becomes our highest episode
it's the
ever
finale.
When it becomes a snuff film at the end. It's like
I would do that. I would do that.
Here's the thing though, if we do the 5 hour thing again, it's very hard to find.
I know, but I think it should just be us
chilling.
We
would have to get at least 5 segments, and then the rest of the time can just be shooting the crap. Also, guys, I have also been talking about possibly, I want to do channel memberships if we can. And one of the things that I would be willing to do, this would be me.
What if the 500th episode was members?
One of the things that what if we get the channel membership set up is I would be willing to do either weekly or bi-weekly Saturday Q&A streams. Nobody would be required to do it, but I'm here most of the time anyways. I would be willing to do that unless something obviously came up and you had to change, finding ways to add value to doing member content, beyond just the badges. and whatnot. So it's something to be considered. We're thinking about it right now. So
okay. Seth Essington said, "Hey Brett, Olivia Claire thinks you're super cute and handsome. She's always in the comments posting about you in the chat."
Well, thank you, Seth, and thank you, Olivia Claire. Thank you for that.
I don't know if Seth is joining in on this sentiment.
He's taken the Hannah Claire route of trying to find me a wife as quickly as possible. Between her and Dane and Seth, everyone seems. I don't know if they think that like my dad has mules that are going to be sent off, but like
mules.
Like I don't like like you get married, you get
the dowry.
Yeah, I don't. There's no dowry, so.
Let's just leave that business to Brett.
I don't know if people think that like my dad is going to be giving away a plentiful dowry to someone, but that's not a thing. So
you don't know. You don't know what he's got going
There is no money to be made off my hopefully future marriage.
Victor Von Derp said, "Bo rounds. If you know, you know."
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
I am not one of the people who know.
So. All right, and now people are saying Tiff and Brett, Olivia Claire and Brett. Well, like, why is my private life so interesting, I ask you? It's not. My private life is unbelievably boring.
You're a public figure now.
Well, that's just silly. That's just dumb. All right, guys, before we go, would you hit the like button on this video? Would you subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already? Thank you very much for that. Mary, where can they find you?
You can send me validation on Instagram at Mary Archived, or you can send me hate on Twitter or X. That is also Mary Archived.
Perfect. Guys, if you want to follow me, or are we calling it Twix now? Is it Twix?
Are we?
Follow me on Twix and Instagram at Brett Dasovic on both of those platforms. This show, Pop Culture Crisis, is here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is noon Pacific. If you would like to listen to the audio version of this podcast, we are on Amazon Music. We're on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify. If you'd like to follow the show on social media, we are on Twix at @popculture_show, Facebook and TikTok at Pop Culture Crisis, and on Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. Give us a follow on all of those platforms. We'll be back with another episode tomorrow. We'll see you then, guys.
Bye.
Bye. That did not feel right, guys. Don't be degenerates and don't let me embarrass you that way.